Universitetas, parkas, ežeras, bankas, daugiabutis, bendrabutis, parduotuvė, paštas, muziejus, viešbutis, perėja is the crossing, perėja. Pereiti means to cross the street. Pereiti gatvę. Cross the street. Pereiti gatvę. Stotelė, bus stop, šviesoforas, žolė, that's grass or like meadow in the situation, tualetas, ligoninė, fontanas. Okay, so let's practice a little bit. Let's practice a little bit. Let's say, kur yra universitetas? Kur yra universitetas? Prie ko? Next to what? Prie ko yra universitetas?
Universitetas yra prie banko.
Taip, prie banko. Kur yra stotelė?
Stotelė yra prie kavinės.
Taip, prie kavinės. Also, I would say also prie ligoninės. There's the
Taip.
the hospital.
Prie ligoninės ir netoli kavinės.
Taip, labai gerai. This was a perfect sentence. Brilliant. This looks like Kaunas, that muziejus, like the art gallery, I believe, where they have also this very old statue in front of the museum. Kur yra paštas? Kur yra paštas?
Paštas yra prie bažnyčios.
Taip, prie bažnyčios, labai gerai. Kur yra bankas?
Bankas yra prie parko
Taip,
ir
puikiai.
parduotuvės.
Taip, labai gerai. Kur yra bendrabutis? Kur yra bendrabutis? It's that small house. Mažas namas. Mažesnis. Smaller one. If we want to say next to the apartments. So daugiabutis.
Bendrabutis yra prie daugiabučio.
Taip, labai gerai, yeah. So we have that T-I-S, T-E-S in the end. So when we have genitive, that T, it softens because of the E and becomes cho. Daugiabučio. Parduotuvė yra prie daugiabučio. Daugiabutis yra prie bendrabučio, and so on. Kas ten dar yra? What else we have? Kur yra viešbutis? Kur yra viešbutis? Kur yra viešbutis? If you want to say, for example, next to the crossing area.
Viešbutis yra prie Parėjos.
Perėjos. Yeah.
Parėjos.
Taip. Kur yra, now let's think in this way, where it is. So, ežeras. Kur yra ežeras? In what? In the park, how would we say? Kur yra ežeras?
Ežeras yra parke.
Taip, ežeras yra parke. Okay, one last one. Kur yra tualetas? Very important question. Kur yra tualetas? There's that little WC. Kur yra tualetas? Prie ko? Next to what?
Tualetas yra prie ligoninės.
Yeah.
Ir stotelės.
Taip, teisingai. You could also say tarp ligoninės ir tarp stotelės. So, between. And both would require genitive. Tarp ligoninės ir stotelės. Gerai.
How is behind?
Behind už. And
Už.
also genitive, yeah. For example, let's say, what could be the object here with... Gerai, for example, kur yra ligoninė? And you're somewhere like on the road.
Už
And
tualeto.
už tualeto, už stotelės, yeah, so like behind. So
Wait,
yeah,
wait. How does tarp work? Like you should use it twice
tarp
to say it with.
tarp genitive ir tarp stotelės. So like tarp not necessarily. Not necessarily twice. You can say tarp
Ah,
ligonis. Yeah, that was my brain fart.
okay.
Tarp ligoninės ir tarp stotelės. Ir stotelės. But yeah, like I don't know why it's coming out that way for me today, but you can use it once. You can use it once.
But you can use it twice too, or not?
I guess so. Like I mean, if I am processing that in my brain, I guess yeah, you can do it. Like maybe that would be sort of like an emphasis, like style wise. But yeah, like I would recommend maybe using it once after all. Like if it's just maybe you know, like when I want to explain, I kind of want to attach that tarp with genitive. You know, like I'm like desperate to make it sure that it's genitive in place there. Yeah. Okay. Maybe one exception here that this book has that the other book did not have is kelias. So kelias is road, can also mean actually knee, like knee in English. Kelias, it's a homonym. But if you want to say on the road, then you say kelia, not keleia or something. Kelia. So this is like an exception that's good to keep in mind. Okay. Yeah, that was good. As for today, we're gonna learn a new topic. Yeah, if you have the listening prepared or you have the reading comprehension, send it to me. Who did not send it, I will check if everything's correct there. But today, what we're gonna be learning, it's a new chapter. Let me share again. Okay, I see what's going on. So when I kind of close it that way, then this disappears from my options. Yeah, so kada ir kur susitinkame. So we will have a new verb, susitikti, susitinka, susitiko. That means to meet. And this is kada. We know kur susitinkame. So kur susitinkame. Pavyzdžiui, for example, susitinkame parke, susitinkame prie katedros. But then we will learn kada, and that is when. And in order to answer when, we will have to check out two different topics. So one of them will be ordinal numerals, and the other one will be accusative. But let's first check the phrases that we have here. Okay, I see it's okay. So we have this sveiki, which is like the standard, I would say, not too informal like greeting. So you can say labas, laba diena, labas vakaras, labas rytas. You can also say sveiki. This is like the most neutral one. For example, I always use this when I go to a kiosk, when I go to some kind of shop or a museum and I have a question, and you know, the first thing I will say sveiki. But if you have a friend, you can also say sveikas, sveika, sveikas, sveika. It's like hello. If you see two ladies, you say sveikos, but somehow I don't hear this as much. Maybe because usually when you address multiple people, it's sveiki, and then labas, which we already know. Then another usage here of genitive. Gero savaitgalio. I always try to write that in WhatsApp. Gero savaitgalio. So savaitgalis is weekend. Weekend, savaitgalis. Gero savaitgalio, geros savaitės. Savaitė is week. loan word from extinct Old Prussian language. We used to also have nedielė in 19th century, but somehow they consciously chose to take a word from extinct Baltic language. Gero savaitgalio, so weekend, savaitė, week, galas, end. Gero savaitgalio. Have a great weekend. Ačiū ir tau, jums. Thanks, you too. Ačiū ir tau, jums. Then we say, iki pirmadienio. Iki pirmadienio. See you on Monday. So also pirmadienis is Monday. We will talk vocabulary shortly. Iki. Kviečiu į svečius. So, kviečiu į svečius is I'm inviting you over. Like, it's an invitation. Kviečiu į svečius. Svečias is guest. Kviečiu į svečius. Ačiū, būtinai ateisiu. Būtinai ateisiu is I will definitely come over. Būtinai means definitely. Kviečiu į svečius. Ačiū, būtinai ateisiu. Ateik rytoj vakare pas mus. Please come tomorrow evening. Pas mus, pas mane. So this will be our next lesson, not today. I'm not planning this today, so to say where you're going or to whom you're going, we have distinction there. Then we already know this. Ačiū, kur susitinkame? Where do we meet? So we use the locative or that where, like next to what object? Prie kavinės, next to the cafe. Kur susitinkame? Kavinėje, we meet in the cafe. Kada susitinkame? Rytoj, tomorrow. Rytoj, that is tomorrow. Kada susitinkame? Pirmadienį, accusative. So when we were talking the alphabet, I mentioned that this I with the tail, A with the tail, they're there to kind of like markers for some cases, and accusative is very much some of the situations where we use those. Like you do not necessarily hear them, that they're very significantly longer or something, but they help you kind of establish the case. That's just the orthography there. Then kelintą valandą. Kelintą valandą is which hour do we meet? Kelintą valandą susitinkame? When do we meet? 5 valandą, at 5 o'clock. Ar susitinkame rytoj rytą? Ne po pietų. Po pietų is in the afternoon. Kur einame? Where are we going? And this is again where to direction. Einame į parką. Kur einame? Einame pas Paulių ir Liną. Malonu matyti. It's nice to see you. Malonu matyti. Nice to see you. Man taip pat. And then the vocabulary that we came across here. So we will focus on these right now. On these. Šiandien, rytoj, kartais, ir these for now. So we have savaitė. Savaitė, that's week. And also we have, I think it's currently the most popular magazine in Lithuania that comes out weekly, if not daily. Savaitė, week. And then we have these days. So kind of like you can, if you check at the hours, pirma, antra, trečia, ketvirta, penkta, and then we have pirmadienis, Monday. Pirmadienis, pirma diena, the first day. Antradienis, second day, Tuesday. Trečiadienis, Wednesday, third day. Ketvirtadienis, Thursday, fourth day. Penktadienis, Friday. Šeštadienis, Saturday. And the one that's the odd one out, sekmadienis, Sunday. And then we have the fun part, savaitgalis, weekend. So you can see that they are all pronounced pirmadienis, antradienis, trečiadienis, ketvirtadienis, penktadienis, šeštadienis, sekmadienis, savaitgalis. So it's always the middle of the word. Then we have valanda, that's hour. Valanda, pusė is half. In Lithuanian, if we say, well, maybe I will mention it later, pusė, that's half. And it's used when speaking about hours. It's used when speaking about, like, optimistas mato stiklinę pusiau pilną. The optimist sees the glass half full. Pesimistas mato stiklinę pusiau tuščią. And the pessimist sees the glass half empty. So that derives from that same pusė. Then we have šiandien, today. Šiandien, rytoj, rytoj, kartais, kartais, sometimes, retai, retai, that's rarely or seldom, dažnai, dažnai, often, visada, visada, always. I think no one in this group, judging by their native tongue, should have trouble memorizing always, because visada, visada, it kind of says, or niekada, never, niekada, niekada, niekada nesakyk niekada. Don't say, never say never. Niekada nesakyk niekada. Kasdien, that's every day. Kasdien. Kasdien. Then maybe let's also check these here below. Kartu means together. In some contexts, it means bitter. I love this homonym because, like, together and also bitter. For example, if someone makes some meal for you and asks, like, ar skanu, is it tasty? You can say kartu, and that means bitter. But it can also mean kartu, like together. Rytas, morning. Rytas, labas rytas. Laba diena, day, diena. Vakaras, evening. Ir we learned this new type of feminine nouns that have a bit of a trouble there. Naktis, stress lands on the last syllable. Naktis, so it's nakties, feminine. Labanakt, good night. Or some people say labanaktis, good night. And then we have po pietų, prieš pietus, PM, AM. Okay, and then let's look at the ordinal numerals, right? So let's maybe start from number 1. For a short while, let's remember the standard numerals, not ordinal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, when we speak about hours, we use ordinal numerals. Some of them are kind of similar, right? Ketvirtas, ketvirta, penkta, šešta, septinta, aštunta, devinta, dešimta, 11, 12. The first 3, as usual in the European languages, it's kind of like they have their own thing going. So, pirma valanda, 13 valanda, antra valanda, 14 valanda, trečia valanda, 15 valanda, ketvirta valanda, 16 valanda, penkta valanda, 17, šešta, 18, 7. So maybe one thing that you can notice about these, that it's usually that ta ending. Penkta, šešta, 7, 8. Now, if we ask, kiek dabar valandų? What time is it now? Kiek dabar valandų? Kiek dabar valandų? Dabar yra 7 valanda. Dabar yra 7 valanda. Kada, let's say, kada yra vidurnaktis. Vidurnaktis is midnight. Tada yra 12 valanda. You could also add nakties, 12 o'clock at night. Okay, so these are the ordinal numerals. Pirma, antra, trečia, ketvirta, penkta. They're all feminine because valanda is feminine, but you could also say pirmas, antras, trečias. So just add that as always. Okay, so let's take a look at those numerals. Okay. We have 69 here. Okay, so here we have an example of those. So dabar yra antra valanda. In our case, dabar yra 7 valanda. Arba 19 valanda. So when we want to say like kiek dabar valandų, like what time is it now, kiek dabar valandų, we will use nominative case, right? Dabar yra 7 valanda, but if we are talking about future or some kind of plan, for example, susitikti, susitikti, susitinka, susitiko, to meet, susitinkame at this time clock. So we meet 2 o'clock, antra valanda. We have here a little table of the accusatives. So we have, this is važiuojame when we are going by car, but it's good. It's the same endings. So as, rytas, ryta, in the morning. Rytas, ryta. Is, masculine, pirmadienis, pirmadienį. A, diena, diena. Naktis, naktį. So basically what happens is that you just, if it doesn't have any S there in the ending, then you just add that E, that little tail to the letter, and that's how it turns into accusative. And if it's feminine like Diana, then just add the tail. And we have some examples here. Alexei, could you read these two that I just marked?
Kelinta valanda susitinkame? Susitinkame 3 valanda.
Taip. So kelinta valanda is what time, like what o'clock are we meeting? Kada kelinta valanda susitinkame? And like you could ask kada susitinkame, but if you ask kelinta valanda, you specify that you need to know the hour. Like specifically the hour, not like where or nothing else, just what's the hour. Anton, could you read this example that I selected? Is Anton with us?
Sorry. Kelinta valanda yra konceptas? 19.
Taip, labai gerai. Ir Andrei...
One question. Yeah, about stresses, because as I understand, valanda, that when you ask the question, kelinta valanda?
Taip, kelinta valanda, taip.
So it's valanda?
Yeah, if we focus on stress, right? So we would say kelinta valanda. But if you say nominative, you say kelinta valanda. Wait, I will add these stresses there. Kelinta valanda. And then we have kelinta valanda. Kelinta valanda. So what time? Kelinta valanda susitinkame? Dabar yra 7 valanda, susitinkame 7 valandą.
Wait, that and in nominative, what would kelinta mean here? Because I thought kelinta here is
you
like...
can say kelinta valanda. Yeah, kelinta valanda dabar. You could ask this way. which hours now? Like, kiek valandų? Like, what's the time? Kelinta valanda? And you say, dabar yra 7 valanda. And then kelintą valandą baigiame pamoką? Which hour we finished the lesson? 8 valandą. Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to process it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, I understand. I understand it's a bit like. I have some exercise here. We will soon move to it. Andreas, can you read this example?
Dabar yra 7 valanda. Sustinkame 7 valanda. Valanda.
Valanda. Taip. Yeah, then we have susitinkame 8 valandą. Okay, so you if you like, so that you hear the difference. Čia yra dabar, right now. Dabar yra 8 valanda. Susitinkame 8 valandą. Dabar yra 9 valanda. Susitinkame 9 valandą. Dabar yra 10 valanda. Susitinkame 10 valandą. Dabar yra 11 valanda. Susitinkame 11 valandą. Dabar yra 12 valanda. Susitinkame 12 valandą. So, generally, I would say, in this is not the case where it can be like something, a dramatic stress mistake, like where you make a mistake and it means something completely different. You have that other words that kind of help you to indicate what you mean in this case. But generally, if it's nominative, you stress the last syllables. 8 valanda, 9 valanda, 10 valanda. And if you use accusative and you mean when, like you're trying to make a plan. Kelinta valanda yra koncertas. When is the concert? The gig. And you say 8 valanda, 9 valanda, 10 valanda. So it slides a little bit. Okay. And we have more of these here. Antra valanda, trečia valanda, and so on. Let's do some exercise, because if I keep talking, it's gonna get worse for all of us. Okay, so we have these timetables here, not timetables, like just times. We have in the brackets 9 valanda, 10 valanda, 8 valanda, 11, 12. If you need help, I have already prepared the grammar table that you can take a look at, ordinal numerals. Let me find, okay, I found it. Yeah. Yeah, so I want you to write 2 sentences here. So we have dabar yra, for example, dabar yra 9 valanda, susitinkame 9 valandą. So this is ordinal numeral in like both ways, both in nominative and both in accusative. And I will give you 10 minutes. If you do it earlier, you can just add a little plus, I will see. And yeah, and let's see how it works for us, okay? Gerai. So let's meet 1921. Gerai, sėkmės.
I think we can just go like maybe the last few just make on the fly. Well, it's mostly remembering all the numbers and like sometimes whether it's Y, whether it's E, and ashtoni, like ashtunta. Yeah, I wanted to write ashtuonta. That all goes out there. So stuff like that, yeah, gets. Dabar yra 10 valanda. Susitinkame 10 valandą.
Dabar yra 8 valanda ir susitinkame 8 valandą.
Dabar yra 11 valanda un susitinkame 11 valandā.
Dabar yra 12 valanda. Susitinkame 12 valandą.
Dabar yra 1 valanda, susitinkame 13 valandą.
Dabar yra 20 valanda. Susitinkame 20 valandā.
Dabar yra 19 valanda. Susitinkame 19 valandą. Wait, so about the numeral. So what happens to the stress in the numeral, in nominative and accusative? So it's always in the same place. It's just the longer sound. Yeah, so it's always Divignon. No, yeah, here it's because yeah. But the important part, there is no difference where you put the stress in nominative and accusative for numerals, right? I mean, which syllable is stressed? I'm not talking about the long and short sound, because like I mean for valanda and valanda we change the syllable which is stressed. So for numerals, like in let me find one without trillichter, like trillichter. So trillichter, it will be 3, always 3 is a stress syllable, right? Dabar yra 13 valanda, susitinkame 13 valandą. Taip? Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. So only for Valanda, s- mhm.
dabar yra trečia valanda, susitinkame trečią valandą.
Dabar yra 17 valanda. Susitinkame 17 valanda.
Dabar yra aš. Dabar yra 18 valanda. Susitinkame 18 valandą.
Dabar yra 14 valanda, susitinkame 14 valandą.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Yeah, it's because in my language there is no such direct concept of long and short. How do they call it? Glasная. I don't remember. Yeah, well, the long and short sounds, like in Russian, that's not the thing. So the stress is all in one place. And here you kind of, because there are long sounds, it happens that the stress, it actually kind of, it remains in the same place, but because there is a long sound, it moves there too. So it's like a double stressed word to a degree. Well, to me, the melody more reminds Japanese, actually, like just the melodics of it. But yeah, in Japanese, there is no semantic tonality, but there is still tonality.
Just small in Latvian, it's locative, right? All the time it's locative. Am I right? So yeah, that's for me. It's really hard to switch because everything time related is locative.
I would prefer on spot. Taip, susitinkame pirmadienį ir trečiadienį. We meet on Monday and Thursday. No. Wait. Yeah, it would be ketvirčio. Yeah, so we meet on Monday and Wednesday. Yeah.
Ar jūs susitinkate savaitgalį? Do you meet on weekends?
Susitinkame rytoj. We will meet tomorrow. Rytoje? Yeah. No. Ryte.
Kada susitinkame? I'm thinking, kada susitinkame? Ketvirtadienį ar penktadienį? When do we meet? On Thursday or on Friday?
Susitinkame rytoj vakare.
Ar susitinkame antradienį po pietų? Okay. Will we meet antradienis? Antradienis week? Okay. Antradienis. Will we meet on Tuesday? Around 5. In the morning. Afternoon.
Susitinkame šeštadienį vakare. Šeštadienį.
Sekmadienį nesusitinkame. We will not meet at Saturday. Wait, Sunday. Yeah. Dabar yra 11 valanda prieš pietus.
Dabar yra 5 valanda. Po pietų.
Dabar yra 15 valanda po pietų.
Dabar yra 9 valanda prieš pietus.
Also, seven, something.
Taip. Susitinkame pusę 9.
Sutinkame pusę 10.
Susitinkame pusę 11.
Have this one, Alexei.
Susitinkame pusę 12.
Taip, puikiai. Then Anton.
Susitinkame pusę 1.
Taip. And then Andreas.
Susitinkame pusę 2.
Taip, so 13:30. Alexei.
Susitinkame pusę 3.
14:30. That will be pusė 3. Anton.
Susitinkame pusę 4.
Taip, Andreas.
Susitinkame pusę 5.
Taip, gerai. Alexei.
Susitinkame pusę 6.
Taip, so 5:30 in English, but in Lithuanian, I believe in everyone's native tongue here, it should be also half of the following hour, 6:30, like in this case. Anton.
Susitinkame pusę 7.
7, taip. Andreas.
Susitinkame pusę 8.
Yeah. So dabar yra pusė 2, susitinka pusė 2. Yeah. So you will have some little homework related to it, like this one. So which hour you meet. Maybe I would, in case if you feel like you're struggling with those half past, like if you think English, then maybe there could be struggle. Then you can maybe say 19:30, 14:30, just to sort of get the pattern going, working there. So this will be for homework, and then 74 I see is the homework, but we already did that. Yeah, so this one will be for the homework, and then another thing that I will ask you to do will be the listening exercise. Paklausykite, kiek yra valandų ir parašykite. So you will have the listening files. It's always the same page that I previously shared. You just have to find like the klausimas, the right chapter, and then you have to write down what you hear there. They were gonna use those hours. And of course, don't get scared, you will hear those į turgų, į trakus. That's our next lesson topic. Okay, and then for the comic relief, since it's been requested to do something about animals, I did that, but we are not gonna just talk about animals, we will also learn adjectives that we'll use animals for also learning adjectives that you can also use about people. So gyvūnas, gyvūnai, gyvūnai. So that's animal, animals. If we compare to Polish, we can also say žvėris, žvėrys. That's our word for like wild animals that live in the forests. And epitetai ir stereotypai. So how they appear in our fairy tales, or what stereotypes we have in Lithuania about them, and what adjectives come with that. And I thought that it could be a good way to learn some good adjectives. So, okay. So let's start with gandras. Gandras, so stork, that's our, tai yra, gandras yra mūsų nacionalinis paukštis. Paukštis, bird, it's our national bird. Symbolizuoja taiką, santarvę, harmoniją. So taika is peace, and harmonia, santarvė is a synonym for harmony. Storks are basically, if you cross a place, a house somewhere, and there's a stork in the nest with kids next to the house, Lithuanians believe this means that family is good people. And we also have gandrines. Every year there's that time mark when storks leave Lithuania, and it's always the sort of ending of summer. It's very dramatic and very sad. Gandras. So jis yra taika, taika is peace, santarvė, harmonija. Santarvė yra harmonija. Then we have lapė. If we have masculine lapinas, and we have some people in the surname lapinas, I've already told you lapė, snapė. So snapas is snout. In this case, about the folks, we say that lapė yra gudri, gudri, gudrus, gudri. You would say something about someone who's like slick, like street smart. Gudrus, gudri. You can also say gudrutis toks. So like he's the slick type. Gudrutis, gudrutė, like, the slick person, that there's always something going about them. That's the same thing how we imagine foxes. Then we have elegantiškas, elegantiška. We also have another synonym for that, more Lithuanian one. Grakštus, grakšti, lapė yra grakšti. So this grakštus is about the movement, that she moves very elegantly. And then we have plėšri, lapė yra plėšri, plėšrus, plėšrūnas, when we say about animals, so predatory. You can also maybe say like about, I don't know if you could use that as much about humans, maybe in certain contexts when someone is like very, it's never enough for them. They always need more and more. You can say it's toks plėšrus. But maybe about a person it would be better to say godus, godi. That's like, keeps like we say nagučiai į save. The nails are towards yourself. That's like, but lapė is just naturally, she's predatory and she catches smaller ones. And also there's a stereotype that she's a thief, vagilė. Vagilė, yra tokia vagilė. Vagis is a thief generally, but you can say vagilė, especially that's like about, if you say about a woman. You can say ji yra vagis, the same word as for men, or ji yra vagilė. Then we have briedis. So Andreas, this is one fun one for you, because in Latvian that should be alnis there, but in Lithuanian that's briedis, and that's like all these years I have studied Latvian, it's still the one that can get me, that false friend, like where I have to double check if I have to translate something, where if I'm in a supermarket and I see briedis alnis, and my brain has to rewire a little bit. But yeah, in Lithuanian this is briedis. Briedis, he's the lion of our forest. We say king giria is kind of like, we have miškas, forest, but we have giria. Žalia gira, the mineral water, that's a big forest, old forest. So it's like the special kind of forest. He's girių karalius. Girių karalius. Briedis yra girių karalius. He's the king. Karalius ir karalienė. Karalius ir karalienė. King and queen. Briedis yra didelis. He's big, sunkus, heavy as the cars. He is the most dangerous one in Neringoje. Pavojingas Neringoje. Neringa, the Curonian Spit, it's where I think we have the most accidents there that happened with the maize. Then raguotas with horns, ragas, ragai, horns, which is why I like the name of the town Tauragė, because it's kind of like Samogitian. Like you can say about, for example, if you're in a very bad situation, you can say ragas, horn, like ragas, man ragas. And if you say Tauragė, like in Samogitian with Tauraga, like it's over for you. Ragas, man ragas. If you say man ragas, Lithuanians will understand that's like something bad. So he has big horns, dideli ragai, raguotas. Then we have zylė, zylutė. I wanted to add this word here, žiemoti, žiemoja, žiemojo. It's to spend winter. Kind of like hibernate, like kind of the winter regime. We would say žiemoja. Then we have vilkas pilkas, so that's wolf, the gray wolf. We call him miškų sanitaras, it's the forest sanitarian. Miškų sanitaras, sanitarian. Also plėšrus, plėšri. Some people associate him with wisdom, which would be išmintis, wisdom. Jis yra išmintingas, išmintinga. But pasaka, fairy tale pasakoje, vilkas yra kvailas. You can have sometimes it rhyme. Kvailas, paikas, kvailas, kvaila, paikas, paika. So silly, naive, stupid, and also žiaurus, žiauri, brutal. These can also be used about people. So maybe you would not use miško sanitaras, plėšrus, plėšri, maybe in some contexts, maybe in like business context, like that businessman, tas verslininkas yra plėšrus, like he likes to buy these small businesses and expand his business empire. So išmintingas, kvailas, paikas, žiaurus. You can say kvailys, like a stupid one. Kvailys, that's like a noun. Then we have pelėda, owl. This is a cute word because it's literally pelė is mouse, ėsti, ėda. Ėda is to eat in animal world. With humans valgo. We valgo, and so she eats mice. Also wisdom. Usually she is associated with libraries for whatever reason. Naktinis gyvūnas. Naktinis, so night animal. Naktinis can be autobusas, traukinys, and so on. And pelėda has a specific verb for the owl noises that she makes. That's ūbauja. Pelėda ūbauja. Ūbauti, ūbauja, ūbavo. So that's for owl noises. Then we have this one. I couldn't pronounce it as a kid, and I recommend to learn šikšnosparnis, because if you say šiknosparnis, it sounds šikna is ass. So if you say like sparnas is wing, so šikšnosparnis, that's unrefined leather. Sparnas, sparnai, wings. Red Bull suteikia sparnus. Red Bull gives you wings, if you ever come across the ad. Žvėrelis is like a sweet word for this wild animal. Kraugerys, kraujasiurbys is like bloodsucker. Kraugerys, kraujasiurbys, kraujas. We have the Slavic loan word here, kraujas, blood. Then you can also say like, it looks cute, mielas, miela. Can also say about humans, cute. And then maybe I see we're running out of time, so this one will be the last. Meška, lokys. So, didelė meška, didelis lokys, grėsmingas, grėsminga. So that's threatening. It looks threatening. Grėsmė is threat, used universally, can be when you speak geopolitics, can be about health, dangers, whatever, that's threat. And I think this is a very important and good word to learn. Sweet tooth, so that's smaližius, smaližė. I kind of think it derives from smilius, this finger, because like if you take something from honey, you take it with like that finger. Yeah. So smaližius, smaližė is sweet tooth. Yeah, and also the last but not least, ostrich, strutis. So that's it's not like it's our naturally wild animal, but if we talk about someone who's like bailys is someone who's always like coward. So we will compare him kaip strutis. Bailys kaip strutis, so like he just puts his head in the sand and just disappears. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope the like numbers did not scare you. Well, next lesson we will have less of numbers if anyone hates numerals like I do. Okay, so and if you have any questions, anything, also always feel free to email me. I will upload the lesson a bit later. I will have another student now, but yeah, I will send the homework and everything, so just keep your mailbox open. Okay, ačiū ir iki kitos savaitės. See you next week. Iki.
Ačiū, viso gero.
Ačiū.
Iki.
Viso.